The holidays are coming up quick, which means it's time for some treats and some comfort food. Jeanne Treder from Cakes for Causes is back to teach us how to make a tangy dessert. Tart and delicious.
Tangy and tart, yes.
What are we making?
I'm making a rhubarb upside down cake.
Excellent.
This is my mom's recipe and I just adore it. I love rhubarb. Rhubarb is a very tart, technically it's a vegetable, but people use it as a fruit in their baking.
So it is a vegetable. It kind of looks like a long celery we were talking about before the show. Yes. Is it sort of part of the same family, do you think? It kind of looks similar.
No, I think it's a different family.
Okay.
Because I think it really is a different family because it's got like big leaves. It almost looks like collard greens when it's in the ground.
Got it.
This is what the leaves look like. So this is one that I bought fresh from the store. So you can see what it looks like. It's like a big red celery.
Yeah.
And I go to the checkout to buy these things, and half the time they don't know what it is. So I thought, well, let's do a segment on it so you know what to do with rhubarb.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think we've maybe tasted before, but we haven't seen the actual, well, it's a vegetable, you say, not a fruit. But don't let that deter you if you haven't tried it, because it's actually delicious.
It's delicious if you like tart fruit, like a cranberry is very tart, or a Granny Smith tart. This is that.
And again, it's simple to make, too.
Yes, it is.
Often we make it out to be a lot more than it is. It's just a few simple ingredients, starting with, you've got the wet here.
I've got the wet here. Well, I'm going to have you start with the rhubarb.
Okay.
And if you can't find them fresh, because this is really typically found in the summers in the stores, you can buy the frozen, and you can use that just as fine. And it's a pound of frozen rhubarb, and this just happens to be a 1-pound bag.
Okay.
So, and you mix that with a half a cup of sugar and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar.
Well, and the fact is that these days, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. These days, the frozen stuff is really as good, if not better, than the fresh stuff.
Well, it's already all cut up for you.
Right, and it's sort of frozen at its peak, I think. So I don't know if you wanted me to put the whole bag.
Whole bag, because it's a pound of rhubarb.
1 pound of rhubarb.
So it's either a pound of fresh or a pound of frozen.
Next up,
you're just going to toss it with the sugar.
A little bit of sugar.
While you're doing that, I've already beat 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter at room temperature.
Got it.
With a half a cup of sugar and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar.
Okay.
And you want to just toss that.
Pound that out a little bit.
It's brown sugar, you know.
Yeah, it's getting a little humid today, isn't it? So we had to pound it out.
So you want to beat this till it's nice and fluffy. And then to that, I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You always need vanilla when you're baking.
Right.
It's a nice
Which doesn't
sweet flavor.
necessarily add sweetness. It adds, what does it add?
Well, it does. I think it adds a little sweetness, a little depth of flavor.
That's it. Yeah, a little smoky.
You want 2 heaping tablespoons of plain yogurt. And if you don't have plain yogurt, you can always use sour cream as a substitute. And vice versa. If your recipe calls for sour cream and all you have is yogurt, you can do that.
Got it.
And then it's 2 eggs, and you're going to add them one at a time. You just want to make sure each egg is mixed in real well before you add the next one.
Well incorporated.
Well incorporated. So you want to add your eggs.
Right.
And then after all of that's mixed in, and you also want to remember when you're baking and using a mixer like this to always go in and scrape down your bowl, because you want to make sure all those ingredients are getting mixed in real nice and evenly.
Right.
That's a good tip.
And before we run out of time, I kind of want to show some photos of the recent events you guys have done. I know we're making this delicious rhubarb here, but you guys are doing, you call them sugar hugs all over town?
Yeah,
Is that the new phrase for
we
it?
do. We do.
So there's Icing on the Cake Club, for example.
Icing on the Cake Club, we had another really fun meeting this month. We did yeast pecan rolls, but they're no knead. So it was just a mixed batter with the meat, and they were another family recipe from one of our members that were absolutely fantastic.
No need, they've got everything they need.
We did an event for Devereaux, who was raising funds for Tucson foster kids. And I'm learning at my cheat sheet here. We also did something for the Southern Arizona Veterans Associations. They were doing a remembrance for the POWs and MIAs, and so we did little treats for them too.
You guys do so much in the community. What's next?
You would throw this in your prepared pan, which you want to line with parchment paper, and brush it all with butter.
I didn't line it.
That's okay.
There we go.
And then you're going to just put that evenly in your pan. You're going to put the spoon the batter on top and spread it out, and then it bakes at 325 for about 50 to 60 minutes, and then let it rest for 15 minutes before you turn it out upside down. And then you get that lovely caramelized
beautiful
rhubarb on top of a very sweet cake.
Lovely final product there. Before we go, October Kids Club, what day is that going to happen?
October 28th.
Cutoff for sign up is a week before that.
Well, it's about October 26th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then ZeusCon also, you'll be there with a table.
We're going to be there at ZeusCon again. We always have a table there, and it's fun to greet the public and hand them out sweet treats. That's a fun event.
Lovely. As always, Jeanne Treder, we packed a lot, I think, in these 4 minutes. Thanks as always for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Be sure to visit Cakes for Causes table at that upcoming ZeusCon event taking place Friday, October 12th at Reed Park Zoo. To learn more, visit cakesforcauses.org or call 520-303-7893.